Have you ever been thinking about someone and they call you? Have you ever been listening to a song and it's stuck over and over in your head, and then all of a sudden you hear that song play in public? Or maybe you and your friends were thinking about someone or talking about someone and they shoot you a text on the phone? That is the law of attraction, and it's on a micro scale, you attracting little things into your life. And a lot of people think that the law of attraction is something that you randomly just tap into, and then all of a sudden you start attracting things in your life. But what you have to realize is that every single thing is an energy, and it happens on a day-to-day scale. The law of attraction isn't something that you randomly just use for an hour a day when you're trying to attract things in your life. It's something that happens throughout the whole world. It happens in existence. It happens to every single human. And when you learn how to use it, you learn how to flow with life. That's when you get everything that you want. And that's what I'll be basically talking about. But on the topic of literally thinking about someone and then they text you, you start realizing in this world, and the first step is just becoming conscious about the fact that this is how the world works. And I'm sure this has happened to everyone. Maybe like you've been in school and you thought about someone and then you saw them walking down the hallway. These are things that just happens in real life. And like I said, the first step is becoming conscious about the fact that that's how the world works. And on top of that, that is the law of attraction. You are attracting certain things in your life just from a thought. So imagine if you learned how to attract things on a way bigger scale: money, relationships, wealth, everything that you've ever desired. And basically I'm going to be talking about how to do so. First step is obviously becoming conscious that that is how the world works. You speak things into existence, and basically the external world is a direct reflection of your internal state. So if your internal state is thinking about someone with a thought and then you see them, imagine if those thoughts had emotions behind them, what would happen? Imagine if every single thought that you had about getting rich, every single thought you had about being successful, every single thought you had about your life being pure bliss and perfect, imagine if you could have some sort of emotion towards thinking about it, and then it just came to you, and everything that you've been searching was there for you, waiting. Basically, how to do this and how to basically attract anything that you want in life is obviously the first step. Become conscious about it. Realize that that's how the world works. Realize it's not something that you randomly just tap into. It's something that happens in our day-to-day life. And if you had every single thought about yourself getting rich and successful in the back of your head with some sort of emotion behind it, and the emotions that I'm talking about is gratitude, authenticity, every single gratitude that has the highest vibration in the world. If you could put that emotion behind thoughts, you would have everything that you want in life, and everything would come to you. And it works in a way that you have to feel like you deserve it. You have to feel like you deserve to live a good life, and you have to feel like you deserve to get rich. And it doesn't come from, oh, maybe I'm a bad person, I don't deserve to get rich. No, the world is you. It's a reflection of your internal state. So even if you think you're a bad person, you can still get everything that you want out of life. It's how the world works. It's how the world flows. So every single day that you wake up, you need to realize that everything that you want is already yours. And if you felt like you deserved it, you'd already have it by now. If you felt like you deserved to live a good life, if you felt like you deserved to get rich, if you felt like you deserved good relationships, and you put some sort of emotion towards it, let's say when you were soaking in the thought of you getting rich, if you put emotion behind it, you have to ask yourself, what would it feel like if I was already rich? You would feel grateful. You would feel pure bliss. Your life would be perfect. So feel those emotions in the current state, and then the external reflects your internal. That's how to get everything you want. And then the law of detachment comes into it. You have to learn how to detach. A lot of people think that the law of attraction is basically they're going to sit in their room for an hour and attract things in their life by thinking about it. And even some know the emotion thing, like feeling the emotions behind it, and they think it's just automatically going to work. But when you feel like you need something, and this is the second step to it, you have to first off feel like you deserve it and let it go. You have to realize that it is already yours. You being rich, you being successful, it's already yours just from the desire inside of your head. Everything that you could ever think of, everything that you could already want is already yours, is the system that you have to have set up in your head. Those are the beliefs you have to have. Everything that I want is mine. And I'll prove that it's already yours just from the thought of you having the desire. 99.9% of people on this earth, they don't have the desire. They don't think it's possible to get rich, but you do. So you have to ask yourself, why you out of everyone? Why are you the one that has a desire? Why are you the one that wants to get rich and live a good life? You have to ask yourself. And I could explain why. It's because you are special. A lot of people live meaningless lives and they're okay with it. They go on with their day. That's literally where the word NPC comes from. We live with NPCs. That's how it works. And they don't think these things are true. They don't think the law of attraction is real. They don't think the law of detachment is real. But on the topic of law of detachment, the reason that they go hand in hand, and a lot of people don't know this, they're like, how can I use the law of attraction and use the law of detachment? Like, it doesn't work that way. It contradicts each other, but it doesn't. When you know that everything is already yours, then you can let go and let it come to you. And that's when you get everything that you want out of life, the moment that you let go. When you feel like you need something, instead of feeling like you deserve it and that it's gonna come to you, what happens when you feel like you need it? I mean, you've probably felt like you needed a girl, you've probably felt like you needed money, you probably felt like you needed so many things in your life, and then it gets stripped away from you and it would not come to you. That's simply because you were the one telling the universe, first off, that you need it, which means you don't have it. To attract everything in your life, you have to already feel like you deserve it and already know that deep down inside of you, it is yours. Time just has not caught up yet. You are already rich. Genuinely. And if you think that what I'm saying is not true, and you're like, oh, that's not how the world works, even if I think that I'm rich, I'm not going to become rich. It's not about just thinking that you are rich. It's about living and soaking in the feeling in the present moment. You can't tell yourself, oh, I will be rich in the future. You have to tell yourself, I am rich now, because you are. That's the mindset you have to have. You are rich, time has not caught up yet, and then everything gets pulled towards you the moment that you soak in the feeling and the thought. But you have to feel emotion behind it, and the strongest emotion you could ever feel is feeling like you already deserve it. Because that is going to bring happiness, that is going to bring gratitude, and we all know people that live the worst lives are miserable. They hate themselves, they don't love themselves, and they think that the world happens to them. You have to fuck the world instead of the world fucking you. And what that means is you either let everything pull into your life from your internal state and let the external follow, or life shapes you. You shape life or life shapes you, and you have to decide which one you want to go down. But basically, once you realize that you could speak little things into existence, you're like, wow, if I was just thinking about someone they called me, imagine what I could do on a way bigger scale. If you felt like you deserved everything you had, and you felt the emotion towards it every single day of already having whatever that you want, you would have it by now. And that is how the law of attraction works. That is the true law of attraction. It's not something where you go sit in your room and you start attracting things and you start journaling and you start doing affirmations. That's not how it works. It's a state of being. When your energy is aligned with that higher version of yourself, and you have to think about this. Let's say you want to be a millionaire, right? The law of attraction, basic. What would the millionaire version do? What would he speak like? What would he talk like? How would he act? You do those things. But if you don't feel like you deserve to get the things that you desire, they will never come. And if you do not learn how to let go, they will never come. So if you felt the emotion, like gratitude and blissfulness and happiness behind every single thought of yourself that you had of getting rich, it would be easy to let go because you would know that God and the universe has already granted it to you. Everything that you want is yours. In the Bible, there's a verse, and obviously I'm Christian, and I go by this a lot because a lot of modern day Christian people, they're like, oh, manifestation, law of attraction, that's not real things. These things are in the Bible. As a man thinketh he is. Whatever you think about is you. Because your internal is how the external works. And that's when you learn that, wow, I really shape the whole reality around me, and every single thing that I've ever done in my life is my fault. Every good thing that's happened is your fault. Every bad thing that's happened is your fault. So it is going to be your fault when you get rich and you learn how to actually use these things in your day-to-day life. But at the end of the day, you have to realize that everything is shaped by your thoughts. And when you have emotion behind negative things and you have any negative thing in your head, and it's hard. It's hard to have negative thoughts and not feel emotion towards it. Obviously, you're going to feel down. You have to say no. This one time when I was like 17 and I was learning about all this stuff, someone told me that the key to living a good life is that every single bad thought that you have, every single negative thought, literally that you could say no and it'll go away. And I was like, this is bullshit. What do you mean I can just say no? But then I realized, wow, every single thing that I speak, every single thing that I think about, every emotion I feel behind anything is the reason why my life is shit. So I started saying no. Any negative thought I had, I started saying no, and it killed every single negative thing in my head. Now imagine if every single positive thought you had, you felt some sort of good, great emotion behind it, like blissfulness and just happiness and gratitude. That's when you would get every single thing that you want. At the end of the day, you have to realize that every single thing that has ever lied inside of your head is how the external world works. So you have to realize that anyone watching this video, you are already rich, so feel like you deserve it every single day, and you should feel like you deserve it because you already have the thought and the desire of you getting rich, and that is not normal at all. And at the end of the day, once you learn how to use the law of attraction, the law of detachment, I promise you your life will change. Realize how to let go. Whenever we feel like we need something, it does not come to us. It's already granted to you, so you're able to let go. Know that it's already yours without feeling that you need it. Feel the emotion behind every single positive thought that you've ever had in your life. Soak in the feeling and become fully obsessed with the thought of you getting rich. And that's when you get every single thing that you want out of life.